Okay, I need to make a video about the VMAs and just other music awards shows. Um, I've believed what I've believed since 2013, and back then it was absolutely horrible to say things like, all these characters, all these singers are my angels, and that they represent like different sides of me, and for me to reveal that, and then for me to have all these singers just sing crap about me and make me look really bad in some ways. And mean, when I first started believing what I believed, I didn't understand why the singers were doing what they were doing, what they were trying to get. I was trying to work out if they believed or if they were supporting me or if they were helping me, and I couldn't work it out because um, it seemed like a lot of them didn't care, but at the same time it felt like they also knew about me in a large way, only I didn't know what. And so I was just in a state of confusion and horror. It was horrible. It was really, really horrible. And then to watch these award shows where they are clearly sort of in a way promoting the goddess, and getting all these queens to dress up like queens, dress up like goddesses, and looking like they're promoting me and helping me, but at the same time just not in any way, because technically they're ignoring me and making me feel like shit because I wasn't welcome. They weren't talking to me. I wasn't welcome to these shows. And I grew a huge hatred for these things, and I kind of vowed to myself that I will never go to these shows because it's horrible to what they did. It's horrible what they did. If you watch those films, and not when I started giving the characters, the singers, like different characters, and saying like this represents this side, this represents this side, then it kind of makes sense. If you knew Katy Perry represents the deceiver, then suddenly all her messages are, they're accurate to this deceiver character. But if you thought that she did all those and she was kind of talking about me and actually representing me, it's just like that's awful. Nicki Minaj was one that I tried not to, because I think it's obvious that me and her are quite different. She's very, very talented and got so much about her with her words and stuff. Although it's not really that nice, some of the things that she says, but whatever. If she represents the sort of queen of demons, then like the queen of animals and just people that love lust and sexual stuff, then her character, she's just being herself and being her character, and I'm not offended by it. Why? Because I feel like that's just her being her. Well, if she's actually like that, I don't know, but it's not offensive to me if I put it under that title. If, however, she's bees in the trap song, if that is her finding out that Christ is here on earth and is being ignored for 10 years, if she's doing that for that reason, then it's horrible. But if it happens to be like something my higher self has inspired her to do, because it's talking about being on the Big Brother show, something that I've wanted for a very long time, then suddenly it's like not that bad. And if also the trap really is not actually about me, but rather about the people who would follow her and love her, and then she turns against me, and then they turn against me, and then they get to follow the father or whatever, and I don't know when it comes to her, like what when it comes to her people as well. But she has a role, she has a purpose, and I see that now. And before, when I was in my state of confusion, I just tried to ignore her really, but it's I was confused because I didn't know what they were doing, and they were obviously doing things about me and no one was talking to me. And then when you watch all these shows, they just took the most powerfulest, strongest players, these singers, and then they got them to do performances that were clearly about me, only they weren't telling the audience about me, or what their intentions are behind these lyrics, or what these different symbolisms mean, or and yeah, it was horrible watching these things. So I stopped. I've looked at some of the performances today. I was going to not to, because I'm trying not to have anything to do with these shows. I don't want to, because it just felt like they're just taking rich singers who've got lots of money, lots of wealth, lots of power, and then giving them more wealth, more power, more. And it was horrible. It's horrible if these are supposed to be my angels and yet they're all ignoring me and just acting like I'm not here, and acting like they're not doing things about me behind my back, and acting like they don't know anything about me when I've got evidence that they do. I am confused about Britney because she is mentally not well, so maybe she shouldn't know anything about me. My uncle is mentally ill, and he can't accept what I believe, but in a way I feel like I have to forgive him because he's not mentally well, and I don't know what his mind will start doing if he does start believing in me. Is he going to start talking about it to hospital and people, and they're of course they're not going to see my side of it. They're going to see a mentally ill patient who's believing more mentally ill stuff. If I say it to them, I believe I can explain it to a way that's clear and rational, and if they still deny it, then and I hate them, but whatever. I'm not trying because I know that they probably would reject me, even though I have so much evidence and talk with such a rational mind. I think though they might start, if it's not good to have a belief that no one else in the world believes, and therefore I don't want to put my beliefs on anyone whilst there's no one else out there believing the same stuff, because then they'll just feel as isolated as I feel. And I don't know how the singers are feeling by knowing this, because I'm sure there's loads of people who know and believe, but they're just not in contact with me. But anyway, when it comes to the VMA shows and all the other ones, I can't even remember the names of them. Like I don't watch them. I'm really pissed off with stuff that you've done in the past, and I want nothing to do with you. But at the same time, people are going to find it weird how, if all these songs are supposed to be, not all of them, but a lot of the songs are supposed to be representing me or about me or connecting with me, they're going to find it very strange how these singers are there making a show, and yet the person who's supposed to be like what the songs are about, or influencing the songs or inspiring the songs, if that person wants nothing to do with the show, they're going to find that weird. I think it would be very easy to explain it away in the first few years. If there's a lot of people that want me dead because a bunch of strong Christians have gone and raptured themselves away, and if I'm kind of if I'm responsible for that, for allowing, for legalizing assisted suicide, there's gonna be a lot of people that might hate me, and so it would be understandable to say that I'm not participating in these shows because of that. I think as soon as I'm exposed, as soon as the world does know about me, then if all the singers and celebrities want to go onto a show like that and represent the different sides of me, whether they good or bad, but don't have to say that this is a negative side of me. You can just say that this is a side of me and seeing which ones to love me. If you did all of that knowing that I knew and that the audience knew, then I don't hate you. That's you're helping me. But to do all of that whilst ignoring me, that's shit, and I've had to put up with that for a very long time. But yeah, in the first few years, people are going to assume that I'm not going to these shows because of safety issues. It's not going to be safe for me to go to shows like this if there is a bunch of people who've wanted to be raptured and want to go find Jesus, and if their relatives or friends are angry about the loss of what they've lost. If that's the case, then it will be explainable why I'm not going to these shows. But yeah, after a couple of years, people might start asking questions as to why I'm not going to these shows. We believe in you, or everyone here. That's the ultimate Christ agenda, to get everyone in the world to worship the beast or idolize the beast, and everyone will idolize the beast. And if the beast, is loved at these shows and expected at these shows, and then doesn't go to these shows, they're going to start asking questions. And if safety is obvious, not so much an issue, because there's going to be, there'll be a lot of people that'll be upset, but most people will be okay. I don't know what it is. Most people, I think the Middle East might be, I don't know. I don't know, because I just don't know. Maybe people in the Middle East will see me, believe me, and hear, and then just suddenly switch, and there'll be the whole idea is to destroy Christianity and the Muslim belief, because Allah, it's not a particularly nice name, I don't think. So anyway, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I'm not going to want to go to any of these shows for a very, very long time. But I will look back on these shows, on the shows that you've done over the years, and I will look to see if I'm invited, if in like 5-6 years time, or whenever it is, 3-4 years time, if I am invited to these shows, I will look back at the show's history, and I will look at the artists that were singing. I will look at their performances. I know you're going to try and hide it from me and pretend that it didn't happen, but No, I would want to do proper research as to what shows were done and what year it was that you stopped insulting me. You know, if you use newbie singers that are just talking about, I don't know, things that relate to them personally, then I can't hate it. I can't hate the show for that, because you're giving new singers opportunities. You're giving new singers a chance to, you know, get more work. And you know, no one wants to be a shopkeeper and just, or a shop assistant and just work that. So you're giving people jobs, and lots of different people jobs and new opportunities and new chances. But yeah, I know the bigger acts are the ones that kind of sell the show, because everyone wants to see the bigger acts. But yeah, the bigger acts are the ones that hurt me the most, because it's like, I know you're representing me, I know you know about me, and I know that there's hidden messages behind this song, and you're not telling the world, you're not exposing anything. And so I'm gonna look back on the show's history, and I will make a decision on whether or not I want to go based on how much sacrifice is meant. You know, if a bunch of singers say that we really wanted to perform on these shows, we got invited, but we chose not to because we felt weird singing these songs on stage whilst you were being ignored. You know, I know there probably are lots of singers that might say that to me, um, but yeah, I want to know which of the main singers were willing to just kind of insult me. I think Britney Spears said something similar to that, how she wanted to do a new rendition of her song, and she went to the VMAs only to watch her sister do a song instead, and she felt like that was an insult to her, because I think she wanted to perform and she didn't get that opportunity. And in the same way, you know, I wanted to be exposed as what I am. I wanted to be a singer, and instead I just watched people insult me. My angels insult me instead. But if they're not like big singers, if I haven't heard of them, if I don't know who they are as much, like maybe I've heard a few of their songs and I like it, but you know, I wouldn't take that offensively or anything. But yeah, Nikki is slightly different, because I don't think her target market is me. I think her purpose is too great for me to be offended by any show that she does or anything. So if Nikki wants to do as many of these award shows as possible, I'm not bothered at all, because I want people to fall for. I want people to like her, you know. Katy Perry, now that I know her character, I'm not bothered at all. Before I knew her character, then I was bothered, because it felt like everything she did was an insult to me. But now I feel like everything she does is deliberately an insult to me, and I think she knows it. Whereas before, I don't think she did know it. Hence why I was insulted. Um, yeah, I think Britney Spears is mentally unwell, and I don't think she should be doing much right now. It's little things that she says, little things such as, I was 25, so I was extremely young. I was 25. I mean, I was like a baby. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous how to even think that 25 is extremely young. Proves that you're not right, and I'm not happy with her as well. I think she's got a lot of anger issues, and I think she doesn't understand how other people think, or I don't think I don't know. I don't like her. I don't like her any longer. You know, I did see a message actually from her mum saying that, you know, she tried to get there, and Britney refused. And I can see her being like that. I can see her being so mentally unstable that one minute she's saying, oh, my parents, I hate them, they stay away from me, and then afterwards being like, I wanted to talk to you. I told you I wasn't happy. So why didn't you come? And then they'll be like, we tried to, but you refused to let us come. And then you'll be like, I didn't do that. And it's just like, yeah, I did. You know, that's the problem with mentally unstable people. They say something and they believe it and they stick with it. And then a few weeks later, they've completely forgotten everything that they've said, and they don't remember saying it. And therefore they don't believe that they did say it. And they're only willing to listen to their own view, and they're not listening to other people's views, and they think they're so nice. And literally there's so many alarm bells in Britney Spears's in Britney Spears' speech that remind me of my sister. And you know, I'm sure my sister said all sorts of things, you know, oh, my sister's not there for me, or I'm controlling. Yeah, my sister said that I'm controlling her. She's told people she told this lady that she was living with that her mom and dad were, her mom and parents and sister were controlling and stuff like that. And it's just like, how is me saying that you've got a house in Birmingham, you should come and live there? That's not me being controlling. That's me stating the fucking obvious. And she couldn't see it that way. So she starts just spreading lies and stuff. I don't know, but I don't know what's going on with Britney, but I can't be on her side. And yeah, I just what else is there? Yeah, when it comes to VMA, thing is though, when it comes to the VMA, I would love to be on the red carpet. You know, I would love to walk down there and you know, feel welcome, feel like I appreciated. You know, if I am going to be ascended as Christ, and if you know, I would love to go onto that show and to not feel like, and not be reminded of just all the years that they basically just insulted me whilst ignoring me, whilst lying to the public about what they know. And you know, and it's I don't know how long it's going to take for me to feel like it's okay for me to forgive them. I hate songs. I saw another song recently where it's all about how God has forgiven me. I haven't forgiven you. I haven't forgiven anyone. Just to write a song where you say God has forgiven you, don't do that. That's really angered me, and that just shows that you have no respect for me. The fact that you think that I've forgiven you. I don't know. I'm sure it was Khalid or something. They've written a song about how God has forgiven me. I haven't forgiven nobody. Just because I'm here, that doesn't mean I've forgiven you. I'm here because I'm in prison here, and I'm trying to help the people that deserve to be helped. Although I'm also trying to kill the people that deserve to be killed, I think. But yeah, that doesn't mean, if I'm here, that doesn't mean that I've forgiven you. If I like you, if I'm pretending to like you, that doesn't mean I've forgiven you. It just means that I'm trying to do what's best for my sanity. But yeah, I don't know. I would like to be on a. I would like to go to one of these shows and to just feel the experience of what they've gone through. But when, it will depend on. I will look back on the shows that you've had and the performances, and I will decide when's right. But yeah, in the first few years, I guess you could always say that I can't go for my safety. You know, if people want to kill me, then I probably shouldn't be showing up at these shows, because it would be like, here I am, come get me. But yeah, after a few years, I will be accepted, and I don't know if I will want to go to these shows. I will look at their history.